Good morning, everyone. My name is Catherine Liss, Acting Director of the Philadelphia Art Commission. This is the January 28th, 2026 Sign and Streetery Committee meeting. This is a subcommittee of the Philadelphia Art Commission. This committee makes advisory recommendations to the full Art Commission. Today's recommendations will be considered by the full Art Commission at their meeting on February 11th, 2026. Please note the February meeting will be held in person at the One Parkway Building at 1515 Arch Street. For your information, today's meeting is being recorded, and by participating in the meeting, you are giving your consent to be recorded. A link to today's meeting recording will be posted to the Philadelphia Art Commission website following today's meeting. The agenda and meeting materials can also be found on the website. Committee members, good morning. I'm going to call on you one at a time. Please introduce yourself and acknowledge that you can hear and see others. Okay. Philip Green.
Hi, Philip Green from the Philadelphia Department of Commerce, and I can hear and see everyone. Thank you.
Rayed Nasser.
Good morning. I can see and hear everyone in the Art Commission.
Good morning. Thank you. And I believe our other Commissioner, Shannon Garrison, will be joining shortly. I will let everyone know when she does join the meeting. Members of the public, you may comment on agenda items during the meeting. When the agenda item that you are interested in is being discussed, you can use the raise hand feature. If you are joining by phone, you may also use this feature by dialing *9 during the public comment period. And as you can see, we have a number of first reviews this morning. So we can go ahead and get started. The first one is for Dilworth Park. If you're here to speak to this item, please raise your hand so that we can unmute you. Hey, Amy, you should be able to unmute now.
Can you hear me? This is Amy.
Yes, we can hear you now. Okay, we have your slides available if you just want to let us know when to advance the deck, and you can talk to us about your submission.
Sure. A little background context on the project is that we at Dilworth Park currently manage two large LED signs that are above ground at surface level at the elevator on the south end of the park. And we are proposing to add another one next to the elevator at the north end of the park. So you can advance and keep going. So I think this is a good place to start as the proposed location of the park. As you can see in the drawing here, the existing two screens are at the elevator on the north and south side of the elevator shaft on the south side of the park. And at the north end there, you can see on the side of the cafe building, we have a security booth where our security team views the cameras. And on the wall of that, which you'll see in a minute, is where we're proposing to put the new LED screen. And you can advance. So this shows the location. So as you can see at the top, this is what it currently looks like. We have a mirrored surface there so that we had to put that there when this became a security booth. And right now, the current situation is that that's the back of TV screens. So we don't want the park viewers to see that because it looks pretty ugly. So we've put a one-way sort of adhesive mirrored graphic there so that you can't see in. So that's the way it's been for a few years. It's the booth that our security team uses to view the security cameras in the space. And at the bottom there, you'll see this is the location that intersection has identified as a good space for another LED screen. And that's the rendering at the bottom. Do you want to keep, you can advance, Catherine. So these are some specs on the screen. I won't go into too many details here, but there's an attachment that we provided to the Art Commission that has all the technical details. I am not an expert in this, but if you do have questions, we have the team from Intersection on the call as well. But essentially, this is very similar in size to the other two screens. It is energy efficient, low wattage, and it is dimmable and adjustable. So once it's installed in the space, we can make some adjustments as needed, depending on the light and the time of day. Again, this goes into the technical details and the power consumption and the level of illumination. Again, if the art commissioner of the has questions, we're happy to follow up on that and to try to field those as best as we can. The process is that this will be managed just like our other two screens are currently managed through a partnership with Intersection. We do, on these screens in particular, have a higher percentage of use for our own park communications and programmed events in the parks. Also, we prioritize nonprofit advertising. We try to be very cognizant of that, but there are paid ads, just like you see on bus shelters throughout the city, and we do generate revenue from those that help us support the park and operations within the park. So you can keep going through this. Again, these screens can also be used in case of emergency for public service announcements. We haven't done wayfinding yet, but there's been a few proposals recently, especially for the events coming up next year, where we feel like we can use these screens for information and helping to move the public through the spaces. And we can tie into some partners, organizations messaging through those events as well. This is pretty typical, formats are static images, or there is the possibility of video, which Intersection does regulate, and they're on this call as well if we have questions about that. But typically, it's just like you would see on a bus shelter ad, where if there's moving video, it's for just a few seconds. These are pre-approved ads that Intersection would have gone through their approval process before they're displayed. This goes into detail about the spot durations and how they loop. Again, very similar to what you would see on a bus shelter in the city. I'm sure you're all familiar with those, the digital bus shelters. These are going to be operated independently from the other two screens, and that's intentional. They will be synced and they'll be coordinated, but the ability to independently operate them, again, goes back to us being able to turn them on and off at different times depending on the need. And per request, we sometimes do that. For instance, the screen on the south side of the existing elevator shaft, we do turn off earlier in the evening to be because of residents and glare and things like that. So it's important for us that they each operate independently so that we can adjust as needed. You can advance that. This is an example of the current screen, which is slightly larger than the proposed screen. We are just scaling it to the space, so they can't be exactly the same size, but they're very similar. It's high visibility, effective communication, professional integration. This is going to be done in a seamless way, so it's aesthetically appealing, very clean, just like the ones that we have on the south end of the park. And these do support, they're very important to us. They support revenue generation, which supports our operations at the park and programming, which we do need. So there isn't a profit to be made for these. These are just, used to fill funding gaps. So that you can go to the next one there. Yeah, and in conclusion, it's just these are important to us. They're important communication tools. They're important for us again to generate revenue for the park to help to maintain it at a high quality operational level. And they also are going to help us effectively communicate to visitors. We're hoping that they can be used in some ways strategically for large events as the city starts to host these larger international events. So be used as wayfinding and we'll keep this consistent with our existing programs in the space. And that concludes, I believe, the presentation.
Thank you so much, Amy. Um, Rayed and Philip, do you have any questions about this?
No, it looks good to me. Thank you
Same.
for the thorough presentation, Amy.
It's a little large, but it looks fine.
Okay. I think that that I would agree with that as well. And given that um, given that there is uh, the option to turn it off in the evenings, and um, and the coordinated nature of the ads with the existing LED screens, it feels appropriate here. So I think that we can recommend this for approval. So,
Great, thank you.
okay. Okay, the next item on our agenda is a signage proposal for the Riverview Wellness Village. Okay, Alex and Nick, you should be able to unmute yourselves.
Great. Hi, Catherine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us. My name is Alex Cohn. I'm the project management lead at Exit Design, the signage consultant on this project. I'm joined today by Nick Brown, senior project manager at Ballinger, the architect on the project. I also believe we're joined by Mark Droznick, project manager with the Capital Program Office with the city. You can go to the next slide, please. Riverview Wellness Village is a new recovery-based housing model launched by the Parker administration in 2025. By combining transitional housing with recovery services, it aims to break the cycle of homelessness and substance use disorder. Next slide, please. This is a large and complicated site, so before we proceed into the signage plans, I want to provide a quick orientation on the arrival sequence. Riverview Wellness Village is located at 7979 State Road in Northeast Philadelphia. Arrival occurs on a small strip of land sandwiched between a large truck parking lot and the Philadelphia Department of Prisons. The arrival point also serves as the main entrance to Pennypack Park on the Delaware. Visitors then drive down Pennypack Path and arrive at a guard station to announce their arrival. After being buzzed through the gate, visitors have to then make another turn before arriving to the main entrance, which we call the meeting house. Next slide. The complex was first constructed in 1956 and later expanded in 1964. These original repurposed buildings provide beds for 336 residents. A future building is planned, which will provide an additional 304 beds. The signs that we are asking for approval on today serve the needs for navigating the entire campus and will eventually serve the needs for visitors to the new building as well. We will approach the Art Commission at a later date with any additional asks pertaining to signs located immediately adjacent to the new building. Next slide. Next slide. Everything that we are doing for this project is centered around the idea of improving the experience of residents as they live in a health and supportive environment. We also acknowledge that this site is used by employees and guests and serves to meet their needs as well. Next slide. We have designed a cohesive system of signs that react to the needs of visitors at various touchpoints on campus. I will walk through details pertaining to each over the next few slides. Next slide. A total of 33 signs are planned on the campus. One sign is planned along State Road. One sign is planned along Pennypack Path, and all remaining signs are planned within the Riverview campus to support the vehicular and pedestrian journey. Next slide. In total, 33 signs are planned, 18 of which are simple single post and panel signs located at the head of parking spots for accessible and reserved parking. Next slide. Our design inspiration is rooted in clean, modern signage that reacts to the environment and surrounding mid-century architecture. Next slide. Our color palette serves to present a sense of stability, safety, and comfort, and has been selected based on consultation with residents. One resident described the color palette as being, quote, homey. Our typography is rooted in a mid-century inspired typeface with clear legibility. Next slide. So let me quickly walk you through the arrival experience. This slide shows the existing condition along State Road. This existing sign is out of date and references an outdated city service provided at Riverview. Next slide. We are proposing to replace the existing sign with a new sign that serves to welcome visitors to the campus nestled down Pennypack Path. We are also holding space on our sign to direct to Pennypack Park on the Delaware, recognizing that this arrival point is shared amongst both city-operated entities. Next slide. This sign and all other freestanding signs in the campus are built around a painted aluminum frame. All message panels are removable to allow for future maintenance. Signs will sit in a bed of Delaware River rock pea gravel, a nod to the campus's location along the Delaware River. Next slide. After driving almost 1,300 feet along Pennypack Path, visitors will arrive at a decision point next to the guard station. Our sign serves to pull people into campus and begins to direct to the meeting house, visitor parking, and deliveries. And if you go to the next slide, you'll see a rendering of this sign. The guard station is a small white building to the left. Next slide. Once through the guard station, visitors have to then navigate a couple of turns to get to visitor parking and the meeting house. We are proposing 4 directional signs in total to support this experience as shown in this example rendering. Next slide. While most visitors will enter through the meeting house, one building named Fernwood has its own entrance. As you can see on this slide and the next, we are providing an arrival moment here for these visitors. The entrance to each residence will receive a custom graphic pattern. We are just showing you the one pattern which will be visible on the exterior. All other patterns are only visible within interior building connection points. If you go to the next slide, you'll see a rendering of that arrival experience. Refer to it. So you'll see the sign on the right and then vinyl messaging on the door. Next slide. Upon arrival to the meeting house, visitors will be greeted by 2 signs, a vinyl message on the glass and a freestanding map. Next slide. This simple vinyl application at the main entrance notes the address, building name, and regulatory information. Next slide. And the second sign at this entrance will be a custom campus map providing orientation to the entire campus. Like all other signage, the panel will be changeable and will allow us to update the sign once the new building is constructed. Next slide. And finally, here's a quick summary of some of the other minor signs being planned, which include a simple parking spot identifiers and signage to denote designated smoking areas on campus. We hope that this provided you all with a comprehensive summary of what is planned. We are seeking final approvals today and welcome any questions you may have for myself, Nick, and Mark. Thank you.
Has the contrast between the lettering and the background colors been tested for accessibility, color blindness, and such?
Yes, all of the lettering, as you can see here, is white, and in order to meet that accessibility, it needs to have a 70% contrast, and we've done that math with these colors.
Awesome, thank you. Otherwise, I think it looks really nice, and I approve.
Yeah, I concur with with Philip.
Thank you, Alex. I agree. Very thorough presentation. Really appreciate it. So very
Great. Thank
thoughtful.
you, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. So we will recommend this package for approval.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the 1525 Chestnut Street. If you are here to speak to this item, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we will proceed through the slides. So, and you can continue. This is a proposed wall sign on Chestnut Street. Can keep going. You can see it here. And this is the information that they have provided. So I would say that my one question looking at the existing photo is if the existing facade is going to be repaired, since there are significantly fewer holes for the new proposal than what was previously installed.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my God.
Yeah, same. Like, will there be an aluminum panel that covers up that stone surface, or and also what that kind of circular black thing is? Is that like a camera or some sort of outlet where the do you see what I'm talking about? It's just to the left of the S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that. I don't know if it's not called out if it's a camera or if it's one of um i- if it's one of those cameras that provides projection onto the sidewalk or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Otherwise, I think it looks cool in terms of signage and its placement on the property. We just need to know what's going on with the background.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
So would we be comfortable recommending for approval upon the receipt of clarification about how that backer panel may be handled, if it's going to be repaired or if there's going to be some other treatment behind it?
Well, for me, it will depend. So I don't know what they're gonna put behind it. If it's gonna stay like that, a little more. If it's gonna stay clear, yes. From
What do you look like you're thinking it through, Philip? So,
yeah, and I'd also want to know what that black thing is to the left of the S. But in terms of like the signage itself, I'm okay with it. I'd also like to know what signage may be posted on the window because SEV is kind of like an obscure business name. So it's like, are they going to have uh, some
decal.
vinyl coverings or yeah, some decals or something that explains the type of business? If so, how big? Um, it seems perhaps there's questions to be answered on this, and since nobody is on the call, perhaps it would serve us if we revisit this next month.
Okay.
saying,
Okay,
Yeah.
can recommend for revisions needed. And the items that I heard that we need clarification on is if there will be window decals included, if there will be repairs to the existing um, signage area or some type of panel proposed to cover, and understanding if if the black item is to remain um, and if so, what its purpose is. Were there other questions?
Well, if they answer that within the next 10 days, and you can forward it to us, I mean, I don't mind voting via email if they are in a rush, let's put it this way.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, so if they if they clarify the origin of what the black thing is doing, whether or not window decals will be included, and either say that there's going to be um, repairs to the existing wall or a minimal backer panel, we would be comfortable updating it to approval.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. We will share that with the applicant and let you know if we receive any clarification or revisions.
Thank you, Kat.
Yep. Okay. Next up, we have the Haraz Coffee House at 1822 Chestnut Street. Again, if you're here to speak to this one, please raise your hand. If not, we will continue through the proposal. And Henry, I'm not seeing any raised hands at this time, so we can continue. The proposal includes a wall sign as well as a projecting sign. And this is on the Chestnut Street facade. So, okay. And here you can see both as well as the existing condition in the upper left. So I would say this is in an area where projecting signs would be prohibited. So
Yeah. This is Catherine, if they put the projecting sign with inside, will that work for them? You see how they have a space?
on the inset there,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think it would need to be a little bit smaller
Yeah.
than what they're proposing. Um, but that would be an option for it to function similarly, but be a wall sign. Um, for the
Yeah, no,
proposal,
let's not give them ideas. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, no.
I mean,
They
it
have
is
a big
there,
sign already.
yeah, and it's difficult to see in their proposed rendering, but it looks like that um, the signage is inset a little bit, that the signage band is
Yeah.
inset in the building, but um, I find um, the black backer panel on this proposal to be more jarring. I'm not sure how others feel. I think there's a simplicity to the existing signage that's lost here.
Are you talking about the back of the sign, the dark and the gold?
Yeah, I'm just not sure it's the best solution, but um I'm curious what others think.
To be as a, I mean, as a, for a Middle Eastern place, it looks like what it is that is common colors to be used. To be honest, and I don't mind. It just they usually use the gold to promote themselves. Uh, my sister had not a coffee shop, bakery, and used to be like that actually. I'm just so worried about the projecting sign. That's all. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever you guys think.
Um, okay. I think just as a recommendation, not a requirement, but perhaps the white wall background that the sign is on, if it could be painted to be the same, kind of like black or dark gray to match the sign, I think that could look elegant. I think like the brown and kind of ornamentation of the building with like a black color and then the black sign in gold would look quite nice. Um, because right now you're right, the black sign does kind of contrast against the white, and then it's surrounded by all the ornamentation. It's kind of hard for the eye to know where to focus. Um, but I would approve the wall sign, the design of it generally as is. It looks fine. Looks fine. I'm wondering about placement. Could it be like centered above the window? Um, Yeah, because right now it looks a little bit awkward. I don't know if centering it above the window, then it might kind of confuse people as to where the entrance is. Um,
Yeah, I was having the same thought about centering it above the window. However, it's difficult to see in this existing conditions photo, but it looks like the building may have the signage band actually like inset a little bit, which may be why that it's located there.
oh, I see. Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
If that's not the case, if I'm misreading that, I would agree that it would be nice to have it centered above the window. However, again, you, I do believe that left door is the main entrance, so I could see their rationale for um, having it centered between them. Thank
Yeah,
you, Henry, for that. So,
and they use the
Um,
window in case if they need to open it up and have open seatings and all that stuff. Yeah, makes sense.
okay.
I'm also wondering, I mean, I wish that somebody from the business was on the call. If the instead of it being a black background, if it were like a dark brown background to kind of match the color of the stone or ornamentation. But this is probably their brand, so they probably don't want to change that. This is probably their colorway. Um, one thing I'm wondering is I also feel like um, there's a good amount of space on each side of the lettering and the logo, but the top and bottom is a little bit cramped. I'm wondering if maybe that has to do with that inset space. That probably has to do with that inset space. Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's why I was going back to that it would be nice to have the backer panel match the building color because then it would
Mhm.
give, an illusion of um, more space.
Yeah. Well, I guess should we decide on the projecting sign? I mean, I think it's a no just because it's on Chestnut Street.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think
Okay.
I think we're in agreement that we're a no on the projecting sign. Um, and I guess the question um, the question is whether we want to recommend revisions needed to see for the wall sign to see if there's any openness to changing or removing the backing panel color. So,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will recommend for disapproval of the projecting sign, and we will recommend for revisions needed for the wall sign, with a request to either to match the backer panel to the wall, or to come up with a solution that removes the backer panel.
Or painting the white wall surface to match the backer panel.
You
Because I
mean
mean, you
in
can.
black, Philip?
I mean,
That one. Go ahead,
yeah. I
sorry.
mean, you can kind of see on the right side of the building. It looks like a part of it was painted up to the top of the kind of windows. Like maybe there was graffiti there or something like that. It like matches the kind of lime wash look of the building to the right. So I'm wondering, like, it doesn't look like a freshly painted building anyhow. I don't know.
Okay.
Um,
Well, we don't need to be, we can just
Yeah.
recommend um,
Yeah.
an alternate approach to the backer panel, and see what solutions they bring to us. It does look like at other locations of this shop that they've utilized other approaches, so I don't know that the black is a firm part of the branding. Okay,
Sounds good. Thank you.
great. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we can move to our next agenda item. This is Penzi Spices. Okay, and Stephanie, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, this is Stephanie Rumor with Permex. I'm going to be presenting the next two agenda items. So, starting with Penzies, if you want to go to the next slide here. Next slide. So they're proposing to replace the existing wall sign. It's going to be just one set of illuminated push-through letters on a sign cabinet that's going to be matching the building color, and then also refacing an existing projecting sign. So if you go to the next slide, you'll see something a little bit closer up to give you an idea of those two signs. And the wall sign is only 5.9 square feet, and the refacing of the projecting sign is 3.3 square feet. And I'll open it up to you guys if you have any questions.
And for the benefit of Philip and Rayed, the projecting sign is permitted at this location. So
It looks good to me. Simple, dear, but
Yeah. What on the wall sign, what color will the lettering be? Is it a dark purple?
So the letters itself is actually I know they look black, but they're actually like a dark bronze color. But
Okay.
the illumination, it's kind of going to be like halo lit, like you see there, and it will be purple.
Okay. And then the projecting sign will be like a bright white with purple.
Yes,
Okay. And the color of the building will remain that kind of peach color.
correct.
Okay. To me, those colors don't match. They don't all go together. But I like them independently of each other. I think the purple and white looks good, and I think that the bronze and the peach will look good. Um,
Well, I think the sign cabinet, like the peach color, they're trying to keep it consistent with the building. And then the projecting sign, like their colors are purple, so they're trying to I'm not really sure like what other colors they would put for the projecting sign.
sure, sure. I'm nitpicking, but I approve. I think it'll look fine.
I would agree that I might uh, I might give a little more thought to the combination of the peach and the purple, but I would be comfortable moving forward with the proposal. So I, the one question is for the projecting sign. Have you thought about potentially flipping it so that the sign itself is the purple and the lettering is white, so that maybe the overall sign is a little bit less jarring and maybe less likely to get dirty?
I do not know if the client has thought about that option, but I can certainly present it to them to see if they would be willing to change those colors around.
Philip and Rayed, what do you think? It's not the hill that I'm, yeah.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I'm picturing it. I like your idea.
I like it. Yeah, I like it as a suggestion. I don't know if I would require it, but I think that that is a really solid suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would also suggest that perhaps, you don't for the peach wall, you don't have to paint the entire building, but just the one um rectangular part of the building between those two columns and between the eaves, the background, that could be painted white or purple and then do white with the purple. It wouldn't require the entire building. But yeah, I think those are recommendations, but doesn't have to be a requirement. Recommendations as in suggestions, not recommendations.
Okay. So I think what I'm hearing is that we are comfortable recommending this proposal for approval, but we have a few suggestions for potential color considerations if the applicant is open to them. So,
Okay, yep, I'll definitely bring that to their attention and see if they're willing to change those colors.
okay, thank you. Okay, I think we are ready to move to the next item. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to be presenting this project as well. So this is for Citizens Bank. They are going to be occupying this new space at 3650 North Broad Street. If you go to the next page. Next page. So they're proposing to reface an existing billboard structure that's already going to be above their tenant space. Here you'll see it on the site plan. It's on the corner of North Broad Street and West Erie Ave. If you go to the next page. So here's the proposal. We already got approval for the building wall signs, but the billboard requires our commission approval, given that part of the billboard structure that's existing extends over the right of way. You'll see that kind of like in the bottom right-hand corner there. Um, so the existing billboard, it's you can't really see what what it's showing now. It looks very run down. So Citizens Bank, they just want to utilize it, make it look nicer, give them some more exposure. And again, it's just a reface. And I'll open it up to you guys if you have any questions.
If you could advance one slide. So is the citizens, your money made simple, made clear, is that going to be the size of the graphic? It doesn't match the prior slide.
So this will be the the scale of it, looking at the elevation photo. It does look like it's kind of zoomed in when you're looking at the at like the specs of it at the top left-hand corner. But the sizing and the scale will match the elevation photos at the bottom.
Okay. I'm not one to advocate for larger lettering, clear lettering. Um, but I guess it looks a little bit small to me, the lettering. And I'm having a hard time kind of with the like the information hierarchy. The citizens is small and the same font size as the slogan. Um, but I'm wondering if, given the size of the billboard, like if once it's actually installed, that lettering will be large enough to read because the billboard is just like so massive.
Hmm.
Do people see what I'm kind of getting at?
Yes. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I still think that at the very least the citizens, like the logo could be bigger just to provide some information hierarchy.
I I agree with what you're saying that the logo as it's shown is not really uh, is not really functioning as best it could. However, I question the need for this billboard to be utilized as signage at all. I'm not sure that it's doing anything well that the existing signage is not already doing. And if you want to utilize the existing billboard, I think it's really a missed opportunity to to do something more interesting, featuring, you know, work of a local artist or something similar that we have seen for different repurposing of billboards at other locations. I'm this just seems very, very large and not particularly well done.
To speak on that, I think that their intent is they do want to do something with the billboard just because, they're going to be redoing the building facade with new signage. Like it's gonna look very nice, as you can see in the elevation photos. And to leave the billboard as it is, it's just gonna kind of like be a big eyesore after like everything that they're doing to the facade. And I think that they wanted to keep it clean and simple. I guess, do you have any suggestions as to like what else you're looking for to utilize for them to utilize the billboard?
Well, I guess hearing you mention the investment in the facade itself, I guess I'm not clear why that restoration wouldn't just include removal of the billboard structure, as it doesn't appear to have been utilized in the recent past.
If I were to guess, again, I'm not sure like on Citizens Bank side of things, but obviously it would, be an investment for them to remove that structure. So instead of just removing it, I think that because it's already existing in there, um, they would like to utilize that investment by just cleaning it up, making it look better, and by giving them more exposure as well. That's just my thought process, but
I mean, yeah, I second you, Catherine. Like, given the choice of any sign and the entire structure being removed, I would vote for it being removed. I don't know if the particular, but there's also, if we don't approve a sign, would that just mean that it's the either the current situation remains of kind of a deteriorated sign, or it's just the scaffolding for that sign, and the skeleton of it hanging up, which, I mean, we can't, the art commission can't require them to take down that scaffolding, correct? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
But Catherine's suggestion was if we can utilize it with something else, maybe integrating the business with something with the community. I think that's what I got from Catherine's idea, rather than just being a big publish, because she doesn't need it because Citizens Bank is right in the corner.
Or even if it were just like a decorative pattern and then the Citizens logo on top of it, almost like the when we were looking at the river view, that green kind of swirly pattern. If it could be something like that, and then a simple Citizens logo on top of it, so that it's not as blocky.
Yeah, yeah, I like your idea. Yeah.
I agree, Philip. That would be a great sort of compromise approach, I think.
do
So,
you guys have some examples that you can send to us so that I can send that to the client just to kind of like get I don't know, start brainstorming what they want to do? I think that would be helpful.
okay, we can send you some visuals to
Okay,
support that. Yeah.
that would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So the final item on our agenda today is the Mitchell and Ness location at 1513 Walnut Street. Okay, Jack, you should be able to speak at this time. Jack, are you able to speak?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for your time. My name is Jack. I'm from City Sign Service.
Okay.
Working with Bittenbender and Mitchell and Ness, the customer, on presenting this signage for you. They are relocating their flagship store down the street a little bit to 1513. I'd like to present some signage for you if you go to the next slide. So this building got approved by Historic already. It used to be Brooks Brothers for a long time, and we are matching the signage like for like with what was existing with Brooks Brothers. They had brass letters about 22 feet up in the air, where the Mitchell and Ness is proposing. These are non-illuminated, basically the identical of what was existing, real brass adhered to the wall within that reveal opening signage area up top. We are proposing awnings as well, which are identical to size of Brooks Brothers that were existing. They were navy. We're presenting the Mitchell and Ness red branding with the small Mitchell and Ness logo on both awnings. And the third signage we're presenting is kind of the homage to the historic building as well as Mitchell and Ness's background in the city, is an establishing plaque to be on both sides of the columns near the door entrance. If you kind of go through the photos a little bit, I'll just pinpoint all three of them for you. So top left here is the existing signage. Both awnings are there. Brooks Brothers had plaques as well. Kind of, I think the plaques were based on the building itself being founded, not their business. And then they had the signage as well. They had brass letters as well. Ours is going to be a little bit smaller square footage size just based on how the logos kind of play out. Bittenbender has also committed to repairing the facade. So we pitched them multiple different panels to kind of fit in here over the Brooks Brothers previous letters and penetration holes. The customer Mitchell and Ness wanted to go with a cleaner look, and they're going to refurb the limestone. It's going to get filled, matched. They're using a mason from the city to match, and will get power washed and look exactly like the rest of the facade. And then we will install the new letters. Go to the next slide, please. This is just the site map here. We're only doing signage on Walnut. This is a image of the facade with measurements. If there's any questions on that, and I'll keep moving through. Next slide. Here's the awnings. Presenting just a small little logo there on both fronts, on both sides to be adjacent, and that's, I think, one more slide. I have the plaques here to present as well. These are cast real bronze finish, established 1904 is what we're presenting here, which is the Mitchell and Ness year. And that is it. It is non-illuminated letters, two awnings, and plaques going in the same locations of what was existing. The vinyl that's on the door there is temporary construction vinyl, as they work behind there is to not show any of the construction. And I will open it up for questions.
Thank you for walking us through that. I will open it up to Philip and Rayed if you have any questions.
No questions for me. Well, I'm okay with that.
I think it looks quite nice. My only hesitation is having the established 1904 on each side of the entrance, I think just one side is probably sufficient.
Oh, it was on two. Oh, yeah, I agree with you, Phil. I thought only was on one side.
Yeah, I think that could be a little bit repetitive.
You'd be open to, I think we presented both sides just because it was existing and we wanted to kind of cover the previous ghosting. We might be able to present a different design on one of them, maybe an homage to the historic building, and then maybe something more Mitchell and Ness related, if that's, better for
Yeah,
you.
I would agree with that, or even if it was the address,
Okay.
such and such 1513 Walnut Street. Yeah, but I think just as it is, it looks a little bit redundant. But if it were just a simple plaque that had Mitchell and Ness on it, I think that that'd be preferable to the repeat.
Okay. Yeah, we can revise that. These are custom plaques, so we'll get something approved by them and it can be quickly changed in the drawings as well. If I can get that back to you.
It could even say Mitchell and Ness, and then in smaller lettering below, established 1904 as kind of like a subtext.
Sure.
And I think that would look fine on each side.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. We can do almost anything on these plaques with our engraving machines, and I think incorporating the logo there in small fashion with the year, I think would probably be a little bit more tasteful. That's a good idea. Anything on the other signs, Philip?
If you all, got a wild hair and decided to do illumination behind the black lettering on the main sign 22 feet up, I would approve that.
Okay.
That'd look cool.
Yeah, I think they have a grand plan for that window up top. They're rolling out a lot of design inside, not directly behind the window, but they're really putting a lot into renovating the entire space. I think they have both floors.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be some interesting illumination coming through that window. But
Cool. That's going to look great. That's all I got.
Okay, so I'm comfortable with this with the revisions that we discussed as well. I think that provided that you can send us those updates ahead of the art commission meeting, I think that um, we should be able to move forward the application. So,
okay, understood. Thank you. I will revise, get the client sign off, and get them to you as soon as I can.
okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, that was our last application for the day. Thank you all.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Stay warm.
Bye-bye. You too.